Hey guys, welcome back to my PCOS VSG journey. I'm just checking in. So today I am officially 7 days post-op, 1 week. 1 week post-op. I can't believe it. Like, so much buildup happens before your surgery, and I just want to say to anybody who has that feeling, you're not going to avoid it in any way. There's just no way around it. You're going to feel that way, and you have to be at peace at letting yourself feel that way. But let me tell you this. Come surgery day, you're not going to be able to sleep the night before. That's before any surgery. I've been through 3 now, and I can tell you every single time, you're not going to sleep the night before. Okay, so just let it go and don't be mad at yourself for that. But I can tell you, when things move, they move, and it happens so fast that when you're done, when I was done, I honestly just was like, if there weren't incisions, I wouldn't believe it happened. But trust me, I did after being discharged a couple days. Then you feel it. So I just want to check in and give you some stats really quick. And then I'd like to get in and explain the surgery process, my experience. So today, 1 week post-op, I stepped on the scale. I weighed 246 pounds. That's a 6-pound loss since surgery day. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But also, then again, I'm not eating like real food right now, so it's to be expected. I step on the scale and I expect Christmas results right now. So, I have 4 incisions. Last video, I didn't really know how many I had exactly, so I have 4, and I'll show them to you. The on-cue pump that I showed you all in the video is gone. I called it my ball and chain. So that was removed on Wednesday. And then there was just these little like slightly open wound area where they are inserted. So, and that's healing up nicely, so that's great. All my symptoms have improved. Honestly, I just feel like a normal person right now with like a sore stomach, like as if I got in a fight or something. So just the bruising and a slightly bit of swelling still left, but a slight bit of swelling, but overall I feel really great, and I do a lot of walking. Honestly, I average about 2 miles a day, so and that's broken into like 4 walks or 3. So yeah, it's great. I really feel like this tool is probably like, I know it's going to be the best thing that I've done for myself, and I'm just like so proud that I like from start to finish, like, and I still have a long journey ahead, but right now I just feel so good. So I've been off the pain meds for the past 2 days, maybe even more. Maybe it's been the past 3. So I'm not taking the Tylenol, gabapentin. I didn't even touch the oxy because I don't like to go that route unless, you know, I cannot absolutely not bear the pain. But I have a high pain tolerance, so that's just me. So yeah, here we go. I'll show you. This is very deceiving. I'm wearing a hoodie on top of this tank top because it's really hot out today. We're reaching like the 90s now, so let me lift this up. I have a tank top, so it's cold in the house. So here we go. This is just covered up for right now. I like to give this air while I sleep so it heals. This is where the on-cue pump catheters were in. So that's healing up nicely though, so I shouldn't have to worry about it for too long. But under here, I just sweat so much when I'm like walking and things, and the heat and all, and I'm just like I sweat easy. So now I have 4 incisions, okay, and it looks kind of weird because I have 1 here, okay, I have 1 here, I have 1 in the belly button. It seems like it's kind of like on the wall of the belly button, like on the side, and then obviously 1 here. So So 4 in total. And I will give you a side profile. And it feels like a lot of swelling is going down. I still wear my pants below my gut, just because I just don't really feel like I can put anything on top of this. It's still very sensitive, and I just don't want anything rubbing, so everything kind of stays underneath my stomach, and I cannot wait for them to heal up so I can pull this stuff back up, because I just walk around and I just feel like this or whatever. But this is it, and I'm feeling really good. So yeah, that's my check-in. And now on to the surgery experience that I had. So I got no sleep, as I have stated before. I got no sleep the night before surgery. I just I couldn't do it. I probably had like a few hours, and then I was up at about 4 in the morning and had to report to the hospital by 6 a.m. So it was such a weird process this time around, because every other time I've had my parents there, and they're with you while you get situated, and you have someone in the waiting area for you. Well, this time they honestly just drove up. I got out of the car, told them I loved them, and walked myself into the hospital. They weren't allowing anybody to even stay, so they could come to check in, but they weren't allowed to come back with me while I was getting prepped. So I just felt like there was no point. And honestly, for me emotionally, I felt like it was better to just say goodbye at the car. So I went in there, got myself checked in. It took me forever to get back because they had one guy working the desk and another lady helping him out a little bit, but it was just a slow process to get through. And so finally, by the time I went back, I was kid you not, 30 minutes away from my surgery start time. And my surgeon is very prompt, very, he is on time. He doesn't play any games. So he gets everybody going and checking up, and always checking in with everyone. Are we ready? Are we ready? So I knew that coming in, I was really, when they told me a 7:30 start time, I knew I was going to start at 7:30. So I started to get hooked up and everything. They take your vitals and all that good stuff. And then, of course, you have to take the pregnancy test if you are a female. Make sure, I was worried about that because being on the liquid diet, I had peed at the house. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have it in me to go again for this test. Luckily, it worked. And so they got me prepped really fast. Everybody was great. And I kind of knew the drill. So I was just like, all right, let's just get through all this. And then I met everyone. So my surgeon came and talked to me. The anesthesiologist came and talked to me. Her assisting doctor came and talked to me, and my surgeon's assisting doctor came to talk to me. So it was great meeting everybody. That always makes me feel comfortable and calm when you talk to your surgeon just before. So, and he's amazing, A1, seriously. I couldn't have had this procedure with a better practice than I did. And I don't know if they have awards, but I know they're up there, just great reviews and everything. So I will say, then what happened? So then they wheel me back and we're going, and I saw the operating room. I saw it because I had to move myself, kind of assist in moving myself to the bed. You move from your prep bed to the next bed. And then honestly, I laid back and no countdown, no nothing. I don't remember anything else. So when I came to, I was in recovery and just couldn't believe it. And now I don't know what time I woke up in recovery. I don't know. I didn't even ask a nurse or anything. So the nurse that was there with me, she saw that I came to, and she had asked me, I wasn't in pain. I don't remember feeling immediate pain upon waking up. She did offer me some ice chips, and I looked at her and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to have anything. Like, the doctor told me I'm not having anything until the next day. Like, not even water, he said. But homegirl offered, and I asked her. I did my due diligence in saying, can I have that? And she was like, yeah, you can have that. She's like, let me check. And she checked something. She's like, yeah, you can have it. So I was like, okay, bring me the ice chips. So she brought them, and it felt so good to have those. I didn't have very much, though. I probably had like two baby chips, and then that was it. So then I got wheeled to my room at some point, and in my room they hook you up to the usual stuff, but on your legs, on my legs, they hooked me up to these stockings that were connected to a compression machine, and it was running compression through my legs for 24 hours. Like, it just kept going. If I'm hooked up to that machine, it runs. So it would do one leg, then the other leg, and I loved it. It felt good because I technically have vein disease, so this was a major concern. It prevents blood clots also, but it was a major concern for me, so I appreciated that, and it felt good to me. Like, I liked being hooked up to that. So I just remember just kind of being in and out. At one point, I finally felt with it, and I had to go try and use the restroom. And they expected me to be able to pee. And this wasn't long after I arrived to my room, maybe a couple hours, and then the nurse comes and, you know, they check like every so often. It felt often. So one of the times she came in, she wanted to see if I can go to the restroom and pee, and I couldn't. She turned on the faucet. I sat there. I could not, for the life of me, pee. And I was just sitting there like, I've never had this before after surgeries where I couldn't pee. So I was just sitting there like, come on, pee. Like, come on, just pee. Just do it. Just do it. And she had the faucet on, and I was just sitting there looking at myself in the mirror, like all beat up. And I was just like, dang, I really can't pee right now. This is crazy. And my bladder was straight asleep, y'all. Like, I can't even. So we stopped trying. Like, she had really thought I was, like, they were really expecting me. So as soon as I came out and I told her I couldn't do it, they were like, all right, we're going to scan your bladder. And they scanned it, and they said that I had, you know, a decent amount in there, and they need to keep monitoring. So next I tried walking, and by the end of that day, my day of surgery, by the end of the day, I did 9 laps on the floor, and that was a pretty large floor. So I would make a habit of getting up every so often and doing laps. Well, about the 3rd lap that I did, in each lap I would try to go to the bathroom to see if that maybe like helped wake things up. So I think it was like maybe like the 3rd lap, I went to the bathroom, and finally it happened. I was so happy. I can't even tell you guys how I've never been so happy to pee in my life. But then the nurse went, and they look at how much you pee, because they have like a little bowl in there that catches it. And they were still concerned because it wasn't as much as they had expected. So they told me I still needed to have a bladder scan. So this was going on for a few hours. I would pee, and it just wouldn't seem like it was enough, and they see more in my bladder. So they called my surgeon's assisting doctor, and she had like gave them instructions that, you know, if it reaches this number, then, you know, a catheter probably. But luckily it slowly increased, but I got there, and I did not have to do a catheter, thank God, because I didn't want to go that route. Never had one of those before down there, and I don't want to really experience it. So yeah, it was just another thing. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just need to pee. So that was great. The bladder drama was over. It was waking up. And then I basically just maintained, like they were giving me pain meds every so often. But the weird thing I will say, I don't remember experiencing any nausea. And I could thank Jesus for that, because I don't know anybody who's been through this, like who says they didn't really like have nausea. It's rare, I guess. But I'm just like so blessed, man, to like not have that feeling, because I will take any symptom you got except for nausea. Like I don't like being nauseous. I don't like vomiting. So that was great. But this whole time I couldn't have anything. So they brought little sponges on sticks in water that I could like swab my mouth, because your mouth is so dry and your breath is so funky. I knew my breath was nasty and it bothered me. But yeah, so I just kept swabbing every so often, and just staying up on my pain meds. When they would ask me, the nurse would come in and ask me like what my pain was at on a scale of 1 to 10, and I was like, always a 6. I always said 6, always a 6, because there was a lot of pain. I did feel pain, and as the pain meds would wear off, like I would feel that pain. So I was on some pain meds, Dilaudid, I guess, which is also like Oxy. It's just through the IV or whatever, and that had me golden. It's golden. So I had to stick it out. So the next day, I had to, that morning, I had to go in for radiology to do a leak test, and you have to swallow the contrast, liquid contrast. And I will tell you, this was one of the worst moments, because I'm sitting there like, I can't have anything, but you're gonna make the first thing that I do have liquid contrast. That was rough. But I got through that test, and y'all, I did not throw it up. It didn't come up. I didn't feel nauseous. I just, it was uncomfortable drinking it, that's all. And I had them bring me some water so I could swish it out of my mouth. Like I just kept swishing and spitting it out, swishing and spitting it out. And then they brought me to my room, but the radiologist was looking, he's right there looking at it as I'm doing it, right? And I had to do like 5 sips. He made me feel like I was done, and he was like, and because I lie, he was like, take another sip. So it all worked out. He said it looks good, everything looks great. So I was wheeled back to my room, and just, keeping up with pain meds and all that. And then they went over my discharge instructions and basically told me like, hey, you're pretty much good to go. It's up to you when you want to go. So I picked the time, which was around like 4 o'clock, but I didn't get discharged until like 4:30. Your discharge instructions will be overwhelming, because you will have something to do every hour. And hopefully for your surgery, wherever you are, or anybody who's watching this who has surgery coming up, hopefully they give you a nice schedule to give you an idea of how your day should go. But that I found very overwhelming. You're sitting there getting all the instructions, and these injections that I have to do on myself and my stomach, the nurse had me do mine to teach me. I pinched my skin, put it in, and I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh, this is easy. Like, I don't feel nothing. Like, piece of cake. Well, when I get home, I guess that's because I was up on all those pain meds. Most of those I feel. Now, the one that I did today, I didn't feel. And my mom tells me it's probably because, she used to be a nurse, she told me it's probably because I got a good chunk of that and got it in there. So I'm gonna make that my goal now, to like try and find that sweet spot, because most of them have been hurting. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I'm trying to write all this down so I can like not forget anything to share. Yeah, everything went well in the hospital, I will say that. My first night home, I will tell you, I wish I would have stayed another night in the hospital, just because it was a really rough night. And it probably would have been less rough if I would have took the Oxy, but I just wanted to avoid that. But it was rough. The next day was rough too. But each day got better. And I'm pretty sure that's a universal law with this procedure. Each day will be better than the one before. Yeah, so that was my surgery experience. Anybody who has surgery coming up, like, good luck with everything. Just know that you're gonna be a nervous wreck, and then when it's over, the new concern is just making sure that you're staying up to speed on all your instructions. The on-cue pump, that was pretty easy. That I got to remove that after 5 days, and that was 2 catheters. Remember, that's the one that's running, like, it was running in here. And so I had my mom do that, and I thought I wasn't gonna watch, but I watched. It was like really weird to look at because it's 12 inches of catheter in there, so it was very strange to see. But anyways, that's my experience, and I feel so good. And thank you for all your good vibes, positive comments. Thank you for everybody subscribing, that subscribe button. And thank you for everyone who's following my Instagram as well. I share a lot there too. So you probably want to find me in both places if you're, just interested in my journey. You're looking, maybe we have similar stats. Maybe you're just looking into VSG. Maybe you've had VSG. Maybe you're a VSG OG and you can tell me some stuff. But thank you so much, and I will see you guys on the next update. I hope you found this helpful, interesting, and all that. But yeah, I'll just keep updating you as we go. You guys all take care. See you on the next one. Bye.